All right, Shalom Makim. This is your brother Zakaria, coming back at you again with another lesson, all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Harakakodash. And before I get started with the lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Harakakodash. All right, so, after camp, sometimes, me and the brother, we fellowship. And just, as we fellowship, we are in the spirit, talking about certain things, things we believe according to our faith. Okay, and one thing that I believe, and it makes total sense, is that Esau, which is the so-called white man, okay, he's going to be able to do other things, great things, with that RFID microchip, all right, which is the mark of the beast. Now, that chip isn't just going to be used. That chip isn't just going to be used to buy and sell, man. Okay, the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip, isn't just going to be used so you people can buy and sell. It isn't just going to be used so that you can be tracked, all right? It's going to be used for various other things. And going back to that interview that Aaron Russo had with one of the Rockefellers, okay, he asked him, well, what's the end goal? And he told him the end goal is to get everybody microchipped. And Aaron Russo asked Rockefeller, well, why do you guys need to do this? Why do you guys want to do this? Okay, you guys own everything. You're the rich, you're the elite. You have all the money in the world, all the power in the world. What do you guys want to do this for? And he said to have complete control. So it's true. It's true that the elite have power. They have all the money. But they want absolute power. They want complete control. So I'm going to jump into the scriptures because I don't want to talk too much. So this is Isaiah 14:12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? And Lucifer simply means light bearer. Okay, those that are in the know. And those that are in the know are the elite, in whom the world perceives and calls the Illuminati. All right, now you got our people that know of the Illuminati, such as those that control the media, control the entertainment, control the banks. But it's much more than that, okay? Because that bloodline descends or goes back to Esau, okay, which is our evil twin brother. All right. And his mind, his thoughts are to totally control and exterminate the children of Israel, which are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Okay, that's Lucifer. And the scripture says, how art thou fallen from heaven? Because this is a future prophecy that has not taken place as of yet. All right, because Esau, the so-called white man, the Illuminati, Lucifer, if you will, are still in power. They are still on the throne in this world. They are still in rulership. And that's what the word heaven means. All right? And its lowest form is rulership on the earth. That's what heaven means. It means to be in an uplifted, ruling position. And the so-called white man, he's in that position as of right now. It says, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? And it's evident that Esau, the so-called white man, he is ruling these nations. He has crushed these nations. He has these nations in total subjection. All right. Now, of course, they're starting to rebel against him. But at one time, These nations were completely terrified of this devil. Okay. It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. And he did that. He ascended into the realm of heaven, which is space, through his space, through his military, okay, if you will, through his technology. You got NASA, you got various other space exploration teams, and they've made it into, they've shot satellites and, sent animals up into space, It says, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the power. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And that's what Esau lusts after, is to have absolute power, is to be like the Most High. Okay, is to have total control over the flesh. If it were so, this man is looking for a way to have control over spirits. He wants to be like the Most High. So going back to what I spoke about earlier of the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, me and the brother were talking about it, and I was saying, well, this man, he wants to be like the Most High. And Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai tells us in Hebrews chapter 8, I'm going to jump to verse 8. I'm going to just start right there. Well, start at 7. Wait. Yeah, I'm going to start at 7. Going into the new covenant. It says, for if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. And the Lord promised us that he would make a new covenant, all right, with the house of Israel when we are in our rulership. Okay, the Lord is going to make a new covenant with us. And that new covenant, has to deal with us getting a new mind, a new heart, which I'm going to read. It says, for finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant, which is a new contract, with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continue not in my covenant, and I regard them not, saith the Lord. We broke the covenant, okay, our people as a nation broke the covenant, which is where you get Moses. He came down from Mount Sinai, and he dropped the tablets, and they broke, because when he seen Israel, the Israelites, when he came down from the chariot, he seen that Israel was totally bugged out. They were totally gone astray. Okay, they forgot that the Lord had just delivered them. They started worshiping a golden calf. Started doubting, murmuring against the Lord, Moses. All right, which showed a great sign of rebellion, a great sign of lack of faith. Okay, and the Lord was like, man, they couldn't keep up with that. Not that he found fault. Not that there was fault with the contract, but with the people. Our people couldn't keep the law, statute, commandments perfectly, man. Okay. So the Lord is saying, well, in the future, I'm going to make a new covenant with you. Okay. Now let's read that new covenant. It says, for this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts. And I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. Simply, the Lord is going to program us to be perfect. And that's exactly what the Lord is going to do. All right, he's going to program the children of Israel so that they don't go off anymore, man. Okay. I'm going to read again. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days. After what days? The days that we're in right now. All right, the days that are approaching. What's approaching is the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, where there's going to be martial law, where there's going to be civil unrest. You know, where Esau, the so-called white man, he's going to come down with great wrath because he knows that his time on the earth to rule is short. Okay, he's going to implement the mark of the beast, which is the end goal. All right, this whole coronavirus thing and the mandatory vaccinations, that all coincides with the chip. Okay, that's all part of the same agenda. Because right now it's just a test to see who's compliant. All right, is to condition you people to comply. You know, and there's going to be repercussions for those that don't take the vaccine, so they say. Now, when it comes to the mark of the beast, the scriptures say whoever resists receiving the mark of the beast is going to be killed. Whoever resists this image is going to be killed by Esau. Okay, so this is all just a part of conditioning you people, you know. So I'm going to continue. It says, I will put my laws into their mind. He's saying he's going to put his laws into our mind, man. Meaning they're going to be installed. Like when you download a video game, you know, back in the days when you would play video games on these consoles like the PlayStation 1, you know, PlayStation 2, Super Nintendo, you didn't have to install the program. You didn't have to install the game. You just turned the power on, inserted the cassette or the CD, and the game would just boot. But nowadays, you have to install those actual video games to the hard drive, and then it'll start to play the game. Well, the Lord, he's going to install his words. He's going to install that new covenant into the mind of the Israelites. So they're going to be programmed. We're going to be programmed not to go off. Okay, we're going to be programmed so that we can't sin. All right? It says, and write them in their hearts. And your heart is your mind. Okay? And I will be to them a power, a God. And they shall be to me a people. So when I thought about this, and I thought about Esau wanting to be like the Most High, and just certain other, movies you watch, spirit hits you and it says, well, if Esau understands somewhat of the Most High, and Esau understands a lot of the technology he uses, how to use his technology. I was talking to the brother like, well, that means Esau, with that chip, He's going to be able to install programs in your mind, things that Esau wants you to do, you know, which the scriptures do say that pretty much that those that take the mark are going to worship his image, are going to worship Esau, man, as their God. And he's going to have total control over these people with that chip. Using your neurons and other things. Look at Elon Musk. They talk about all the great things they can do with that chip, all the functions they can restore of the human body by just connecting a chip to your brain and control neurons. You know, send electronic pulses through certain parts of your body that aren't working. You know, and it's scary to think about, but it's real. It's real life, man. I just got done watching that movie, Bloodshot. And in that movie, Bloodshot, I'm not going to ruin the movie. I'm not going to even explain too much about it. I'm just going to tell you pretty much the basics of the movie is that this man, he pretty much, his body gets given to Esau, and Esau reanimates him and controls him through technology. And that all is part of that image of the beast. That's all part of the mark of the beast. To have total control. And they controlled this man to knock off, you know, people that were a threat to their company. You know, so at the end of the day, man, Esau is going to try to use this chip pretty much to take control over the world. You know, make you people slaves. To make you people ultimately worship him as the Most High. To worship him as the Most High. You know, so with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Arakakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders that were well at Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect, and Salakia for the audio. You know, I'm pretty much doing a walk and talk. So with that being said, shalom to the elect.